Good morning, welcome to Choir Leader in a Kayak, episode 8. I've had to stick myself under a pontoon because it's so windy out there that the wind just keeps on catching and blowing me around all over the place. Anyway, here I am. It's very early in the morning. It's not great weather, but it's pretty exciting to be here. This is episode 8. We love the number 8. It forever flows. We can doodle it on pages and we never have to take our pen off the paper. It's a great number. We can stick it on its side and it is infinity. Wonderful. So today I want to talk about performance because performance seems to be the thing that is very apparent in my life this week during the silly season for choirs and concerts. It's not silly at all, we love it. I want to talk about performance. Is this a performance? Am I performing for you now? Not really, because this is not scripted. It is kind of live and I really hope you enjoy it for that. And performance is important because choirs are places where people want to have their voices heard. Are performers big show-offs at heart? No, I think they're just people who they want to make other people happy. They want to communicate a message, they want to tell a story, whether it's somebody else's story through a character that they are acting, or perhaps they find it difficult to communicate. Perhaps their way of communicating is through the lyrics of a song, or in a poem, or taking on another character that truly resonates with them and that they can empathise with. So I think performers are interesting characters, as we all are. So there's been some wonderful performances this past week for myself, my choir members and some of my pupils. Last week at the Leatherhead Theatre I took along a group of 19 singers and they're called the Cluedo Choir. They're amazing, and together we performed a set list of 5 songs that we've been rehearsing and preparing, and we've been preparing ourselves for eventualities and mistakes, and of course there were mistakes. And I'm pleased to let you know that the mistake was actually mine, not the choir members at all. And I'm kind of glad that it was mine because it means that I can take on that responsibility and I can be the person who decides or doesn't decide to beat myself up and berate myself. And mistakes are part of everyday life. It was quite a timely mistake. It was right at the beginning of the set and I started the first song off incorrectly, but I turned to the audience and I said, we're going to start again. We're going to start again, and completely my thing, completely my fault, we're going to start again. And did the audience forgive us? Of course they did, because we are human beings and they are human beings as well. We started again and the set list was amazing and the feedback was wonderful. So that small mistake was just a small mistake. And life is full of small mistakes and I make them all the time. So the set list was brilliant. Myself and my trio, Three's a Chord, we also sang and we made a few mistakes and we kind of breezed our way through them because nobody noticed. We had such a great time. We were on an absolute high. And then of course Sunday came and then the inevitable low happens, and wrap yourself up in a blanket and sit and cozy down with those who love you and just kind of wait for the next performance and just enjoy real life. So last night my choirs performed and some pupils that I teach also performed, and I was so proud of them all, from the young lad who is clearly a showman in the making to the young boy who performed pretty much for the first time in front of his mum and was a little bit scared, to the woman who has been having lessons with me, who in middle age has found herself singing in front of her mum for the very first time in her life, and that's a pretty special moment, isn't it? And then my gorgeous choir got up and sang, and we have a new dress code this term and they looked incredible, full of warm, bright, vibrant colours with a sound and songs to absolutely match it. I was so proud of them, and we got an amazing round of applause from the audience. So well done for trusting that we could kind of step outside of our comfort zone and it would be okay. So I'm going to kind of stop in a moment because I've got 2 more performances this afternoon with 2 of the workplace choirs that I lead. One of them is in a very grand club and we will be dressed to the nines. I think I'd better change before I go. Don't think this woolly hat will go down too well, do you? And then the second one is part of Hampton Court Festive Fair, where we will be singing around a Christmas tree and encouraging the audience to come and sing some traditional carols with us. It will be gorgeous. Do come along if you can. There's loads of stalls, mulled wine, hot chocolate, gifts, crafts. It's going to be lovely. I'm sadly not going to have any time to wander around, but I think it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful day. And then next week I am producing, performing in and leading choirs at the Rose Theatre on the 11th of December. Rose Theatre's here in Kingston. It's really hard work. I write the programme in about March of this year, and I get together lots and lots of local choirs, really, really good amateur choirs, and I produce a show that lasts 2 hours and we fill all 899 seats. It is the biggest fundraiser for the Rose Theatre and I'm really privileged and proud to produce it, so thank you very much for giving me that trust. I think the set list from each of the choirs is going to be amazing. I think the audience are in for a real treat. So if you are a performer at heart, or if you're somebody who finds performing just a really, really scary thing, I think the thing to say is there is a bit of a performer in all of us, and it's really having that ability to communicate to others. And you might find yourself being a really good communicator through writing, or through talking, or through reading a poem, or finding a song. I think there's always room for mistakes, and there's always room for starting again. I'm going to leave you with a funny story. So last week, as I finished my recording, I sat and enjoyed the sunshine and I popped my paddle on the side of the jetty. And the next thing I knew, I was being taken by the water at a pretty fast rate. So thankfully I have a loud voice and I'm not shy. And I shouted to the people on the deck, "Can you grab my paddle? Throw it in, throw it in." So they did. And thankfully I managed to paddle myself back to safety. But it was a bit of a hairy moment, and yeah, I made a bit of a mistake. So with that, I will love you and leave you and look forward to seeing you either at the Rose Theatre next week or perhaps at Hampton Court this afternoon. Either way, I hope to see you really, really soon, and we'll have a natter and we'll make some music and we shall look forward to the wonderful Christmas time ahead. Lots and lots of love. Mwah.